How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about MMAT metamaterials, which ended up having a green day inside in the market. I know a lot of you are excited about that, so we're going to talk about it right now. So I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support, we want to know resistance, and what do we expect from metamaterials going into tomorrow. And then we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information. This is key because in regards to the short interest and the short volume ratio, this could have an impact on the stock price. And then we're going to be doing the order flow distribution. Were institutions loading up on shares today, or were they selling out? We could see this from the large scale orders. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as covering some more key details. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for MMAT metamaterials. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $3.35, being up 16.32%. On the low, it tested $2.88, and then on the high, testing $3.44. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, it traded at 18.461 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 11.311 million shares. So we had well above average volume, and that's no surprise, especially when MMAT starts gaining a lot of momentum. The chart we're using is the 1-year daily chart. When we take a look at the RSI down below, you can see it's at 45.21. So yes, we are gaining some steam. Also, we take a look at our moving averages. We are below the 100-day, the 200-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. So what I was talking about in the previous videos, we wanted to see metamaterials hold up this mid 280 area, and it did exactly that. As you can see, it used 288 as support while making that move all the way to $3.44 on the day. But one thing to keep in mind, we want to get above the 21-day EMA at $3.48, and I spoke about that already. So we want to see a move going into tomorrow above 350. If we can get above 350, of course, I'm going to be looking for us to test right here around the 200-day, which would be the next area of resistance, which will be around $3.91. And you guys already know, if we can get past this area, then we could say hello to the $4 range. But keep in mind, there's going to be a lot of selling pressure, a lot of profit taking at this particular level. So we just want to make sure, as far as for tomorrow, let's keep our expectations real here and look forward to seeing that move being above 350. And if it does decide to pull back, you're going to want to see a continuation of actually seeing this area hold. And I'm going to start calling it out right now. You want to see it hold up at least at $2.90 if we don't get that move going in to 350. Hope you guys found this helpful. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information for metamaterials. So as we scroll down on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So we can see for August the 23rd, we have State Street Total Return with a filing saying they got in with 3,000 shares. And then apart from that, we could see from last week there was a lot of institutional activity in regards to filing. So that's also great to see for metamaterials. Now, taking a look at the short interest information, scrolling down on the page, it's at 40,000, updated 14 minutes ago for the short shares availability. And for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 2.06%, updated 14 minutes ago as well. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we could see for the close last week, Friday, it was at 52.59. So I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up going up further due to the fact we did see some momentum today. But hey, it doesn't really matter because MMAT still continues to have short squeeze potential. So when we have a lot of volume like we've seen today, we can end up seeing some strong moves in the overall stock price. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for metamaterials. materials. So we can see here on the inflow, it's at 12,545, and then on the outflow, it's at 13,367. So we ended up having an outflow day. So on the large, we had 0 on the inflow side. On the medium, we had 7,248. And then on the small, we had 5,297. On the outflow side now, on the large, we have 458. On the medium, we have 7,317. And then on the small, it was 5,592. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for today, August the 23rd was a big time outflow day, being at 457.77. And then on the 19th, another outflow day, which is at 281.16. We had 0 on the 20th, 0 on the 18th, and as well as 0 on the 17th. So I know what you're saying. So Dre, we ended up having an outflow day. Why were we green? So one of the things we need to understand here when it comes to MMAT, there are a lot of shorts in this play and it is heavily manipulated. So you have to understand, as far as the stock price is concerned, if you have buying coming in and as well as volume into the stock, you're going to see some moves to the upside. And also, as far as positions are concerned, you're going to have a lot of selling. So I know it sounds very confusing, or it sounds like it doesn't make sense, but when a stock is open to manipulation due to high short interest, you could see price action just like this. So as far as institutions are concerned, yes, they were selling out a lot of shares on the day, but do keep in mind of the fact there was also a lot of buying that was going on the medium and as well as on the small scale side, which includes retail investors like you and I. So when you take that into consideration, and also many who are also holding their shares, then of course you can have the potential of seeing appreciation in the stock price, and this is exactly what we saw today. So now let's jump into the final thoughts. So for my final thoughts for MMAT metamaterials, we need to see it get to the $3.50 area. This is a very key level here. If it's able to get to $3.50, we want to see some continued momentum. It did get to around $3.44, but that is not good enough. Getting above $3.50 and then making that move to $3.60s and $3.70s is what you want to look for. I love seeing stocks having strength above the 21-day EMA, or just looking bullish overall in general. When we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest, it still continues to have short squeeze potential. But if you've been in this play long enough, this is of no surprise whatsoever due to the fact that this stock is heavily manipulated with all of the shorts that are in it. When we were taking a look at the institutional ownership, yes, we do see institutions have loaded up on shares, but do keep in mind these are just filings. It doesn't mean that they loaded up on shares today or even last week. But one thing also to understand when it comes to this play, it is a penny stock, so it's going to be volatile already. And like I've said in previous videos, you do not want to have more than half even of your portfolio in these particular type of plays. You want to limit your exposure, limit your overall risk, so you can be able to better handle the volatility. I get a lot of questions, or I get people hitting me up saying, man, when do you think MMAT is going to take off? Like, I need this thing to take off. Oh, I need the money by this particular time. And I'm like, you know what? If you're going to be investing or you're going to be trading, the money that you're going to be using, you cannot have any immediate need for it whatsoever. You should be using your disposable income here, all right? So I want to make sure I'm clear about that. And what I mean, you shouldn't be tossing in your rent money, your bill money, and all that type of stuff inside of the stock market. That's just very irresponsible. I want to make sure I really bring some attention to that, because I want you guys to be successful inside of the market, and I don't want you chasing or having FOMO. But again, let's just see how MMAT does going into tomorrow, because I'm going to be looking forward to it, and I'm going to continue to keep it on my watch list. We'll be talking soon.